For centuries, people from around the world have been captivated by one of the greatest mysteries in the world, the Loch Ness Monster, also known as Nessie. The legendary creature, believed to inhabit Scotland's Loch Ness, has sparked countless sightings, rumors, and investigations. But now, in a groundbreaking twist, new scientific findings might just have solved the mystery once and for all. Could the Loch Ness Monster really be an eel? It may sound unbelievable, but recent research has brought the eel theory to the forefront of the Loch Ness Monster debate, raising intriguing questions and leaving many to wonder. What if the truth behind Nessie's existence is far simpler and yet more mysterious than we ever imagined? Let's rewind for a moment. The Loch Ness Monster has been part of Scottish folklore for centuries. The first recorded sighting of the creature dates back to 565 AD, when a missionary named Saint Columba reportedly saw a large creature in the loch and saved a man from being attacked by it. Since then, stories of a giant creature lurking in the waters have captured the public's imagination, leading to hundreds of alleged sightings. The Loch Ness Monster is often described as a large, serpent-like creature with a long neck and a small head. Over the years, numerous photographs and videos have claimed to capture Nessie in action, though most have been dismissed as hoaxes or optical illusions. Still, people from all over the world flock to Loch Ness every year in hopes of catching a glimpse of the elusive beast. But what if Nessie isn't the ancient dinosaur-like creature that many believe her to be? What if the truth is something more grounded in nature, something less terrifying but still extraordinary? Scientists from the University of Otago in New Zealand made a groundbreaking discovery that could finally explain the mystery of the Loch Ness Monster. These researchers used cutting-edge technology to analyze water samples from Loch Ness, looking for environmental DNA, eDNA, tiny traces of DNA that animals leave behind in the water as they swim or pass through the area. When the results came back, they were surprising. The eDNA samples contained a large amount of eel DNA. This discovery led researchers to propose a shocking theory. Could the Loch Ness Monster be a giant eel? At first, this idea might seem hard to accept. After all, people have been describing Nessie as a large, serpent-like creature with a long neck for years. How could a giant eel match those descriptions? But when we think about it, eels are mysterious creatures in their own right. They are slippery, elusive, and live in some of the deepest parts of the ocean and freshwater lakes. Could these eels be the very creatures that people have mistaken for the legendary Loch Ness Monster? The idea of the Loch Ness Monster being a giant eel actually makes a lot of sense when you take a closer look at the evidence. Eels are capable of growing to enormous sizes. Some species can reach lengths of up to 13 feet. While these eels may not be the exact size of Nessie in the popular descriptions, it's possible that giant eels living in the deep, dark waters of Loch Ness have been mistaken for something much more extraordinary. What's more, the loch itself is a perfect environment for large eels. Loch Ness is incredibly deep, with some parts reaching depths of up to 755 feet. This deep, murky water is a perfect hiding spot for creatures that don't want to be easily seen. It's no wonder that people who venture into the loch in search of Nessie often fail to find anything concrete. Moreover, eels are known to be capable of incredible feats of survival. They can hide in underwater caves and crevices, making them incredibly difficult to spot. They're also known for their ability to travel long distances in search of food and mates, which could explain why sightings of the Loch Ness Monster are sporadic and inconsistent. Could it be that the monster people are seeing is simply a rare glimpse of a giant eel making its way through the waters of the loch? While the theory that Nessie is a giant eel is incredibly intriguing, it's important to remember that there is still a lot of speculation surrounding this discovery. Scientists have not outright confirmed that the Loch Ness Monster is definitely an eel, and there are still plenty of unanswered questions. For one, there is still much debate over whether the eDNA found in Loch Ness is sufficient proof to say that giant eels are living in the loch. While the eDNA samples did show a significant presence of eel DNA, it doesn't necessarily mean that these eels are the massive creatures described in the monster sightings. It could simply be that smaller eels are living in the area, and over time, the legend of the Loch Ness Monster has morphed to fit the idea of a giant sea serpent-like creature. Some researchers argue that the giant eel theory might be too simplistic and doesn't account for the many other strange sightings that people have reported over the years. Could the monster be a completely different species that we don't yet understand? Or is there more to the Loch Ness Monster than just a giant eel? Despite the uncertainty surrounding the giant eel theory, the idea of the Loch Ness Monster being real, albeit in a more natural form than previously thought, could have exciting implications for the local economy. Loch Ness has long been a popular tourist destination, with thousands of visitors flocking to the area each year in hopes of spotting the legendary creature. If the giant eel theory gains traction, it could add a new layer of intrigue to the area. Tourists could now visit Loch Ness not only to see the picturesque landscape and learn about Scottish history, but also to potentially spot a real-life giant eel. The idea that Nessie could be hiding in the deep waters of the loch, waiting to be discovered, would surely draw even more people to the area, eager to catch a glimpse of the mysterious creature. Here's where things get even more interesting. Could there be more than one Loch Ness Monster? Some people believe that the sightings of Nessie over the years may be due to multiple creatures inhabiting the loch. Perhaps there are not just one, but a whole population of giant eels swimming around, leading to the different descriptions of Nessie. Some researchers have speculated that Nessie could be a long-lost species of ancient sea creatures, but the recent discovery of eel DNA casts doubt on that theory. It's possible that over time, people's descriptions of the creature evolved to match the popular image of a large serpentine monster. But in reality, the Loch Ness Monster could be much simpler and much more elusive than we ever imagined. While the theory of a giant eel being the Loch Ness Monster is fascinating, it's clear that the mystery is far from solved. Scientists and enthusiasts alike are still on the hunt for answers, using the latest technology and methods to uncover the truth behind the legend. Whether the Loch Ness Monster is a giant eel or something else entirely, the mystery continues to captivate the world. People still flock to Loch Ness, hoping for a chance to witness the legendary creature for themselves. And the story of Nessie remains one of the most enduring and exciting mysteries in modern history. As new theories emerge and new evidence comes to light, the hunt for the truth behind the Loch Ness Monster will continue, with many still holding out hope that someday we'll finally know the truth about what's really lurking beneath the surface of Loch Ness. While the theory of a giant eel being the Loch Ness Monster is fascinating, it's clear that the mystery is far from solved. Scientists and enthusiasts alike are still on the hunt for answers, using the latest technology and methods to uncover the truth behind the legend. Whether the Loch Ness Monster is a giant eel or something else entirely, the mystery continues to captivate the world. People still flock to Loch Ness, hoping for a chance to witness the legendary creature for themselves, and the story of Nessie remains one of the most enduring and exciting mysteries in modern history. As new theories emerge and new evidence comes to light, the hunt for the truth behind the Loch Ness Monster will continue, with many still holding out hope that someday we'll finally know the truth about what's really lurking beneath the surface of Loch Ness.